This is Colonel Alexander Granko Arteaga, known as Maduro's butcher, who is believed to have been directly involved in Ojeda's kidnapping.
Behind the scenes of Venezuelan power, there's a name that rarely appears in official speeches, but comes up repeatedly in complaints, international reports, and accounts from opponents of the Chavista regime. He isn't a politician, avoids the spotlight, and doesn't give fiery speeches. Even so, Alexander Granko Arteaga has come to be associated with the harshest and most controversial aspects of the state's repressive apparatus.
For almost 2 months, the country has been swept by a wave of protests called by the opposition, which have already left 47 people dead.
For some, he's just a colonel, but in reality, he's the man who carries out the regime's most outrageous orders, which few have the courage to take on. And in this video, we're going to detail why Arteaga is known as El Carnicero and why the United States is after him. Welcome to Life in the Barracks. Granko Arteaga. He built his career within the General Directorate of Military Counterintelligence, where he became a figure of great importance within Chavismo. His presence is marked by high-risk operations, always aimed at neutralizing opponents and maintaining internal discipline within the Venezuelan armed forces. He does not appear in public, but his name circulates among those who know the inner workings of the regime. He is seen as the most cowardly and cruel of the Venezuelan regime. He operates to ensure that the harshest orders are carried out without question. He is the only one we want, the only one who commands no respect from anyone. International reports from several countries have already mentioned his name on various occasions, and always linked to extreme violence. The fact that his name appears 96 times in an official United Nations report on repression in Venezuela shows the extent of his actions and how he became a key piece in the regime's control machinery.
I am responsible for carrying out torture, extrajudicial killings, persecution, falsification of evidence to incriminate, to imprison, to persecute, not only people from the opposition who may be political leaders, but also military personnel and innocent people.
These records reveal how his figure is directly linked to the most controversial practices of the then dictator, Nicolas Maduro's government. Even the American mercenary Eric Prince has already denounced Arteaga as an extremely violent and cowardly military man, and Prince offered to hunt him down and neutralize him. With the United States on his trail, Granko Arteaga began to constantly change his appearance, being called the man of 1,000 faces. Diosdado Cabello, considered the number 2 in Chavismo, uses Arteaga as an instrument of intimidation. Whenever there are rumors of conspiracy or opposition movements, it is Arteaga who appears behind the scenes, ensuring that fear continues to be used as a political tool. This relationship shows how Cabello trusts him to maintain order and ward off any threat that could weaken the regime. This intimidation strategy becomes even more relevant in the face of the international scenario. With the Southern Command's siege and constant pressure from the United States, figures like Arteaga become indispensable in maintaining the regime.
Good morning to the people of Venezuela. We are here in the capital city, in Caracas, after having assessed the damage caused by the criminal attack, the terrorist attack.
He maintains internal discipline through fear and ensures that loyalty within the armed forces is not broken, even amid the advance of external operations. While the CIA intensifies its infiltration actions in Venezuela, several outlets report that American agents are already tracking Arteaga's movements. His strategic position makes him a potential target for upcoming capture operations, just like what happened with Alex Saab, who for years acted as the financial arm of the regime. The difference is that, in Arteaga's case, his importance within the military structure makes any action against him even more delicate and explosive. The FBI also entered the scene and began dealing with issues related to Venezuela, showing that Washington is willing to use all its resources to destabilize the regime. This means that figures like Arteaga live under constant surveillance, knowing they could be caught off guard at any moment. The coordination between the CIA, the FBI, and the power of the United States Armed Forces in the Caribbean Sea shows that new capture operations can be launched at any moment. This alignment confirms that Donald Trump's government continues to expand its offensive, advancing intelligence and counterintelligence actions that directly pressure the Chavista leadership. Within Venezuela, the image of Arteaga is ambiguous for the allies of Chavismo. He is seen as a defender of the revolution, someone who protects the regime against external and internal threats. For the world and for the Venezuelan people, however, his figure symbolizes fear and the exercise of the harshest side of power, making Granko Arteaga someone who acts without limits to maintain control. This duality reinforces his position as one of the most feared and at the same time most indispensable characters for the survival of Chavismo. The CIA, with its long experience in clandestine operations, could play a decisive role regarding Colonel Granko Arteaga. One possibility would be direct capture using highly trained agents in infiltration and extraction missions, capable of operating in hostile environments without leaving traces. Another plausible strategy would be to provide accurate and detailed information about his movements, routines, and points of vulnerability to American military units specialized in this type of operation. Among these forces, Delta Force and the Marine Raiders stand out, both integrated into the Southern Command and already positioned around Venezuela, ready to carry out quick and surgical missions. This combination of intelligence and military power creates a scenario in which Arteaga becomes an increasingly exposed target, showing that the international siege is not just symbolic but a real threat to the Chavista leadership. As the siege tightens and new operations are announced, the big question is how long Granko Arteaga will be able to remain protected inside Venezuela. His trajectory shows that he is one of the pillars of the regime, but also that his eventual downfall could be a devastating blow to Chavismo. The future of Venezuela in this context depends directly on the survival or capture of figures like him, who have become symbols of the regime's resistance and intimidation. The truth is that even after Maduro's capture, the Venezuelan people remain hostage to the Chavista High Command, who will do everything to avoid losing power and influence. Leave your thoughts in the comments about what you think will happen in Venezuela in the coming days, and whether Granco Arteaga will be captured before or after Diosdado Cabello. And for you, brave fighter, who is always sharp and keeps your personal grooming up to date, the Philips Multi-Groom Trimmer is the right choice. Manufactured with stainless steel blades that protect your skin from irritation, this trimmer was designed to last and keep up with your routine without failing. Its blades don't need lubrication even after years of use, making it ideal for shaving, cutting hair, and removing body hair with convenience and efficiency. By clicking the link in the description or the pinned comment, you, as a subscriber of Vida No Cuartel, can get your hair trimmer, Philips Multi-Groom, with an incredible discount, and you also get 6 extra accessories and a storage stand. Click now and take the opportunity to take care of your personal hygiene with a quality Philips product. Here at Vida No Cuartel, you stay up to date with everything happening in the military world. Leave your like, subscribe, and watch one of the videos appearing on Avante Combatentes. See you next time.